What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for everything FC Barcelona. We cover transfer news, match recaps, player analysis, and the biggest stories surrounding Barcelona. You're part of one of the fastest growing Barcelona communities on YouTube, so if you guys end up enjoying the content, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. In today's video, we're deep diving into the story surrounding Julian Álvarez, what Barcelona's plans are, the rumors circulating about him, and what it would actually take to bring him to the Camp Nou. We're also going to break down the potential player sales, the financial situation, and the other implications surrounding this transfer. And as always, I want to hear what you guys think about the situation, so comment your thoughts and opinions down below. So let's jump right in. This is one of the biggest stories surrounding Barcelona right now, and I definitely want to give you guys the inside news. So the number 9 situation. First, let's talk about the number 9 situation at Barcelona. It's no secret that this position has become a bit of a sensitive topic and a complicated one. On one hand, you've got a financial situation and challenges that the club is still navigating. On the other hand, you have frustrations with Robert Lewandowski. Many of you have been watching and probably noticed it yourself, his lack of hustle at times, the inconsistency, and the fact that he's clearly entering the final stages of his career. The club knows this, and they know that long term they'll need a replacement, someone younger and capable of leading the line for hopefully the next 5 to 7 years, and Julian Álvarez could definitely be that player. There have been some growing talks about Barcelona making Alvarez a major priority. They see him as a player who could fit perfectly in the system and could have a key place in the squad in the future. But it's a huge but, because there are serious financial hurdles. For this move to even be possible, Barcelona would most likely need to sell one of their bigger stars to free up funds required to bring Alvarez over to Barcelona. The two current names being mentioned are Frenkie de Jong and Ronald Araujo. Frenkie is world class, and Ronald Araujo has the potential to be world class, both good players nonetheless. Both could be highly valued across Europe and could command transfer fees hopefully north of 60 million, but if Barcelona generated that income, they would still need to pay an additional potentially 20 to 30 million on top of that to secure Julian Álvarez from Atletico Madrid. As Atletico purchased Alvarez from City last season, we know that this wouldn't be a cheap transfer. Now here's something really important that you need to know. Despite all these rumors, Barcelona do not want to sell Frenkie de Jong or Ronald Araujo. In fact, they've publicly stated that they do see both of these players as absolutely essential to their project moving forward. Barcelona has also stated that they are part of the core that the team will build around. And that's what makes this Alvarez situation a lot more difficult, because the refusal to sell these few players from a financial situation almost makes it impossible to sign Alvarez this summer. On top of that, the club has already confirmed that they still see Lewandowski as their starting number 9 next season. That decision doesn't come as a surprise to those of us who've been following what Deco, Laporta, and Hansi Flick, and even Xavi last season have been signaling. So where does that leave Barca when it comes to Julian Álvarez? I think at this point, the most likely scenario would be for Barcelona to prioritize a move for Álvarez next summer. And frankly, that does make the most sense when you look at the bigger picture, and here's why. First and foremost, the club needs to complete a few other important moves this summer. It does look like the club is prioritizing the signing of Luis Diaz. There is also a lot of interest in potentially moving off of Gerard Martin and signing Grimaldo to a few-year contract who could back up Alejandro Balde. They've already secured the signing of Joan Garcia, which is another position Barcelona did need to sign. If they can make 3 or 4 smart signings this summer without sacrificing core players, I think they'll be in a great position heading into next season. Now, add in the fact that the revenue is expected to increase substantially next season with the Camp Nou reopening, and we probably can expect capacity to be almost full at every match, including merch sales to be even higher than they were this past season. All of this points toward Barcelona being in a stronger financial position and being in a better spot to sign Julian Álvarez next season. In the meantime, the plan looks pretty clear. Barca will roll with Lewandowski as the starting striker for this season. They'll likely rotate him with Ferran Torres, maybe even Rafinha when necessary. The focus will be on strengthening other key areas, primarily on the wings, and maybe even some depth for the outside backs. And if the team performs well and revenue targets are hit, then hopefully next summer is when we'll see Barcelona try to go all in on signing a new number 9, and hopefully that person is Julian Álvarez. So that's where things currently stand with Julian Álvarez right now. Now I want to know what you guys think about this. Would you be happy with this plan, focusing on some of these other key signings this summer and then pushing really hard for Alvarez next season once Lewandowski is out of contract? Would you also be willing to potentially sell players like Frankie de Jong or Ronald Araujo to make this happen? Do you agree or disagree keeping Frankie and Araujo part of the Barcelona project? And what other signings would you guys like to see this summer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. If you guys have made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys back here next time with more Barcelona transfer news and updates. Peace.